Today's video is going to be a special one because finally I get the chance to show you the PT Hybrid from 777.
Wow! Wowie, wowie, wowie!
Welcome to Matt on Foil.
I'm going to show you details of this Parawing on land, how it's built. I'm going to show it how it behaves on the water, and then I'm going to tell you who it is actually for and especially when it is for, so stick around. Now all these 777 Parawings come in a little pouch which can be used as a stash pouch. I've never used it that way. And they have an amazing bar setup. You've seen it before in other Parawings. The bar is totally free and it has a harness. So it's super easy to move your hands around, and there's a little part in the front. So for depower, it's super nice to hold it all the way to the front. The front lines are actually thicker than the brake lines. So if you collapse your Parawing when you want to stash it, it's actually comfortable. The lines are spliced. That means that no knots interfering with you collapsing the Parawing. That's pretty comfortable. The material is the same way as the PT skins. It is incredibly light. It is super thin, which makes it super easy to stash, even if you have the front part double. So that's really no problem. You have a lot of battens there, a lot of reinforcements, and the Parawing is really nice. It stays in the wind super nice. Now let me tell you how that Parawing flies. If you take it out of the pouch, you pop it up and it flies basically like a regular Parawing. If you've flown the double skin Parawings, if it's deep in the wind window, it stalls and you have to take it to the front of the wind window so it flies. With the hybrid, it's really not an issue whatsoever. You can have it deep in the wind window and it acts like a single skin, and once you have it to the front of the wind window, it actually acts like a double skin Parawing. So really nice flow through, and it's super stable. It's incredibly stable, not only on land but also on the water. Like, you have puffs and really strong ones at that, and it stays still. Really incredible.
Huh? What a gale!
Now, something I was skeptical about was the low end, because the double skin Parawings don't have good low end. We know that by now. So I was actually quite scared that this one would flop as well. But I took it out on a day where it was very strong, and also on a day where it was quite light and I had to work a lot for it. I used a 4-meter PT skin, which I really like, great Parawing, and then I changed to the hybrid. And actually, it felt quite similar. Like, I didn't feel any lack in low end. Yes, of course, we have to admit, this is a 4.3 and the PT skin is a 4-meter, so maybe this little more sail just makes up for the difference. I had to work quite a lot, as you can see here, but it was really, getting up on foil was really not a problem. Where this Parawing shines especially though is at the top end. I was out on a session with over 30 knots, so it was really strong. I hooked in with the harness, that thing was stable, and I really didn't feel any problem whatsoever. Like, I was never overpowered that much. I could just ease the bar, like release tension, and it just kept on going. And as you can see here, the hybrid is closer to the wind window than a single skin, which probably makes it cope better with a lot of wind, with gusts. So that was really comfortable when riding, basically way overpowered. Like, with these winds, I would have taken a 3 or even smaller Parawing to go upwind. And with the hybrid, I enjoyed that a lot. And during that review, you're gonna see many live reactions of me when I was on there, because it was incredible.
Wow!
What also was quite interesting was when I did maneuvers like jibing, that front part of that hybrid kind of stays inflated, and it was really easy to turn. And even though I lost some power during the jibe, of course, when you jibe, you drive or you ride with the wind and you lose some power, it stayed inflated and it just went over so smoothly. That was incredible. So it doesn't have that twitchy feel that some Parawings have, especially when you lose power and need to find it. This thing is rock solid. That's impressive. What I realized though, when there was a lot of wind and I needed a break, waiting for someone else, I usually hold my Parawing on the back of the bar and just have it sit on the water, which is super nice because it doesn't get tangled. The front part of the Parawing sticks out of the water, and you can just hold your Parawing without using too much force. With the hybrid though, it's a little different because I held it all the way to the back of the bar, but there was still a lot of power in the Parawing. So for having a break, you need to do it differently. Then another maneuver that people that do Parawinging do a lot is stashing. And I've heard that you need a little more time to stash as there is a little wind still in the front part of the Parawing. But also there, that's not an issue whatsoever. Like if you stash it through the front lines, as I usually do, you hold it and it just folds up perfectly. It is so nice.
Oh my God. Okay. This is sick. I mean, downwinding is fun, but with that Parawing, even upwinding is fun. This is crazy. And I'm so overpowered. So, wow. Just wow. Crazy shit. Let's see how redeploy works.
So when I redeployed here, start flying immediately, and I know this is not stashing, it's just collapsing, but still the way it went was really good, and maybe it was just luck. So
That's crazy.
let's have another run, let's have another try. If you see here, I'm collapsing it and just waiting a little bit, and the air gets out by itself. So if you just hang on a little bit and then start putting it together, it is so small, the whole package is so small. And if that works well, then redeploying works well as well. So really, that's not an issue whatsoever. That works.
And not just for me. Like I gave my Parawing to a friend of mine. I'm not going to drop the name, but he used it for the first time. He really liked it too. And he thought that doing maneuvers, no problem at all. And relaunching after collapsing it was no problem for him as well. So that works also for people who are not used to the 777 Parawings. Now, who is that Parawing for? Or better, when is it for? I would say as soon as you go upwind, just a little bit, that's your Parawing, because the upwind angles are incredible. Yes, we need to know on that date that I got these angles, I was way overpowered, so that of course helps with going upwind. But then again, I couldn't go upwind with another Parawing with a single skin that well. And of course, it's not just the Parawing that makes you go upwind, it's the foil, it's your riding style. And I'm not known for going upwind very well. But with this Parawing, even I can have almost 80 degrees upwind angles, which for me, that's amazing. I'm gonna keep that Parawing for doing upwind downwinders, for just free riding, for maybe practicing my tacks or learning my tacks, for doing some other fun stuff with the Parawing, just cruising around. What I'm not gonna use it for is when I do purely downwinders. If I just wanna get on foil and stash it away, I'm not gonna take this Parawing. I'm gonna take a single skin, an easier one, like more of a power pack, more of a Ranger from North, something like that. But if I go upwind just a little bit, this is the Parawing that I'm gonna take. So who should get a hybrid Parawing? As I said, if you go upwind, take this Parawing. If you're a newbie though and never Parawing before, maybe just wait a little bit. Take a single skin to start with just to get used to the Parawing. But you know, if you want to start with that, that will work too. What I'm really curious though is how you would use that with a sinker board.
Okay, so this thing is full of water. I don't know how I would do it with a sinker board, but as I have a big enough board, I just take it on my board and just start emptying it. Shouldn't take too long. No, super quick. That's all good.
I'm 72 kilograms. If I would have like a 40-liter sinker, if I could actually start this, like if it's full of water, it needs some space, it needs some time to get the water out. If you have a lot of wind, yes, you can certainly make it fly again. But if you have 20 knots, then I think it can be difficult to get all the water out and have it flying. Has any one of you ever tried the hybrid in marginal conditions when it was all wet on a sinker board, maybe 20, 30 liters below your weight? If yes, please tell me about it in the comments. If I don't hear from you, then I'm going to try it myself in summer, maybe 40, 30 liter board and a hybrid Parawing, soak it in the water and see if I can get it flying. If you're interested in something like that, please follow my channel, and if you like these reviews, give them a like. See you in the next one.
Wow. Wowie, wowie, wowie.